Hello and good morning. Joe Justice here, walking on the boulevard for today, Monitoring Monday. On Monday, I like to talk about things you should be monitoring and keeping an eye on for your network, for your business, things along those lines. And just want to remind you, let you know that coming up at the end of next week, we are going to be having a very cool event at the Go Mart ballpark. That is the former Power Park there in downtown Charleston. We are going to be talking with spending some time with our good friends, the Savannah Bananas. And we're really excited about that. Really excited about being part of that. And if you would like to join us on that, you can feel free to go right ahead and contact your Advantage Technology rep and see if we've got any tickets available, have any tickets left available. Hopefully we do, and you can come join us. We're going to be spending some time there with some good friends talking about cybersecurity and enjoying the game with the Savannah Bananas. So be sure to talk to your rep about that and see if you can get invited. So let's talk about Monitoring Monday and what should you be monitoring. For me, been looking at all the news and what everyone's talking about as far as AI is concerned. And the big question that it seems like everybody is asking is AI going to take away all the jobs? So this is a good question. AI has exploded this year primarily due to ChatGPT, which is a language model that was, just kind of recently released. It's actually kind of an older model. It's a couple years old, and the data training behind it is kind of dated. But there's going to be what it's done is it's shown people just what AI is capable of, and to a certain extent, it's given people an idea, but it's also given a little bit of a false understanding because ChatGPT very clearly passes the Turing test. But the Turing test, in reality, isn't a very good test of AI. So a lot of people can kind of envision, after they spend a little bit of time with ChatGPT, envision that, this thing is real, like this is a real intelligence that's going to take over the world and going to take over all the jobs. And then, of course, add on to that all the hype that's involved with all that kind of stuff. And you get, the genuine question is, are jobs all going to be replaced? So, first and foremost, I don't want to give you any kind of rose-colored glasses. There's definitely going to be job disruptions brought about by AI. There's absolutely no doubt about that because the way that the technology is going to be used is going to replace certain jobs, especially administrative jobs. But that could be seen as a good thing overall. Personally, I think it's going to be mostly people that wouldn't have, most people that wouldn't have an administrative assistant because, say, they couldn't afford it or something like that. Those are going to be the kind of people that are going to be using AI as an administrative assistant. So that's one thing to keep in mind. It's probably not going to replace a whole lot of administrative assistants. It's probably going to enable a lot of new administrative assistants and things along those lines. And, it kind of goes back to, is self-driving cars going to replace, like, truckers, for example? And that discussion's been going on for a long time. So the question there's tons of questions there, actually. First of all, the big problem isn't getting trucks, say, self-driving on the interstate. That's pretty easy. The difficult part is getting them to drive in town or in situations that things are unusual. So, if, say, a child darts out in the road or something like that, humans can handle that to a certain degree. Whereas, it's next to impossible for AI to do it because AI is trained on likely scenarios. And kind of basically to understand what you're running up against with that is if you have to train on all of these possible scenarios, and eventually, you can't figure out all the possible scenarios, and there's no way to train. So what that is called is the long tail problem, which is the idea that AI can handle, 80% of everything that it runs into. And then you've got this long tail of all these tiny little exceptions that you have to kind of program in or work through or data train on and things like that. And that problem's never been solved. In addition to that, now humans actually, we do solve that pretty effectively through abductive reasoning, which is the one thing that we can't figure out. That's what artificial general intelligence would be, and that's one thing we absolutely can't figure out. How do we do that, and how do we enable a machine to do that? And then, there's also the whole legal problem. So if a self-driving car runs into a pedestrian, so who's to blame? Is it the owner of the car? Is it the programmer of the software? Is it what if it's a rental car? Is it the insurance company? Who is it? Who owns the vehicle? So you're going to run into a lot of those kind of legal problems. So say, for example, if you've got an AI as your doctor and it gives you a misdiagnosis, well, who's to blame for that? Is it the data set? Is it the programmer? Is it the company that owns the AI doctor? Human doctors make mistakes all the time. So how are we going to handle when robots, AI makes mistakes? So there's going to be all these legal challenges. So on top of the technological challenges, which are no joke, you're also going to have legal challenges, and it's really going to unfurl over the next few years. And as to what that's actually going to look like, I don't know. But I don't think it's going to look like all the jobs just disappearing overnight. I think it's probably going to look a lot like the Industrial Revolution, which was a complete change for everything, or the advent of the personal computer, which was a complete change for everything. The idea of desktop publishing that didn't exist before. So, hopefully innovation will come through. People get retrained, they get new jobs, they get better jobs, get different jobs. Entrepreneurship and innovation will take over, and we'll get some new exciting stuff. So we'll see what happens. Tell me what you think. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think is going to happen with AI over the next couple of years. Is it coming? Is it going to take all the jobs? Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you more about it tomorrow.